Good afternoon and welcome to Vegas Views. This is Dawn Sullivan. Danny, I'm so excited to be back. Danny Miner, how are you?
Dawn, where were you last week? We had an exciting show. No, we knew you had important business in New York City.
Yeah.
So how was it to be home?
Okay.
To your hometown there.
Okay. I'll get to how the trip went in just a second, but it is so nice to be home. I didn't realize I was landing in 109-degree weather. But I have to tell you, New York was so muggy and so humid and 85 degrees, which sounds nice, but it was completely wet, and I don't do good in the humidity, so I was so excited to be home. 109. I said, okay, this isn't that bad. At least it was dry. So, yeah, it is hot, though, Danny. Nobody gave me a heads up. When I left, I think it was like 95, and it was bearable.
Right.
I came home. I'm in the airport. Like, what is this?
I know, it's
Insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
I moved here 7 years ago, Dawn, right? And yesterday, for some reason, felt like the hottest day since I've been here. I have no idea why. I was out at Lake Mead yesterday, and I got in my car after we were done, and my car temperature was showing 124.
I saw that.
That was
It's
insane.
not
I've never seen that before. That was crazy.
That's not even like humans can't live in that, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can't even.
I often think of that. We live in this desert.
Yeah.
People should not live in a desert. Nothing should live in a desert, but here we are, and it's the entertainment capital of the world, right?
We're still kicking.
And listen, it's our ancestors. I think you're Italian too, right?
I am.
Okay, so it's our ancestors that brought this here, right? They brought this gambling to this little town. They thought, you know what? Law enforcement will never see us out here in this desert. So thanks to our ancestors, we have Vegas.
We've been hiding in Las Vegas all this time.
Yes.
So, but guys, don't mind my voice. I was a little sick in New York, unfortunately, but I was screaming for my kids. I had a lot of talent who did so well. I had 3 or 4 of them that were up for Actor of the Year. Did amazing. I have some models, very successful, a lot of callbacks. Overall, great trip. Let me tell you a little bit what happened, though. So I'm there like Thursday, Friday. My kids are supposed to land on Saturday. And we're just hanging out. And let me back up to say I'm a big prankster. I don't like pranks done on me at all because I'm like, no, you'll give me a heart attack. But I like to prank. So
really?
Don't start pranking me, Danny. I could see him pranking me. So
I felt like that. That's the first thing I thought of. Okay.
Last week in my class, prior to going to New York, I pranked this kid really bad. I mean, really bad to the point, like, I got his blood boiling. He wanted to fight me. And it was really cool. Not a kid. He's a 35-year-old man. But it was cool. So I'm walking in the streets of New York. Fast forward. I'm on there on Saturday, and I get a text that says, our entire flight is canceled. So I'm like, you pranksters. You guys, so mean, right? And I'm like, and then is a girl who I actually trust. And I said to her, sweetie, and she's the early 20s, one of my babies. Okay. And I said to her, you're lying, right? You guys are pranking me funny. And she said, on God.
Oh, no.
And I said, oh, no, I said, no, don't bring God into this because she knows how I feel. My production is like, yeah, don't bring God into this, right? So she's like, no, on God. I'm like, okay. And then my phone, rapid fire, starts blowing up with parents.
Oh, God.
50 people on a flight canceled. Completely canceled. It went from like, oh, everything's great. We're planned. We have everything we need. Everything's great.
Trip was great, right?
Trip is great. 50 of them.
Oh, my God.
Happen to have been like my really good talent too, like my people that are about to win, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. It was pretty much a rush to get everyone on flights we could, get them wherever.
Oh my gosh, it had to be a nightmare.
It was such a nightmare. It was crazy. That night I really didn't sleep because I had like an 18-year-old young man, like, yeah, my layover's in Detroit. I had another kid by themselves now in Tampa. If they were over 18, we were letting them, which is still scary in itself because I was a little bit apprehensive in the beginning, putting them all on a plane together, a young age with no supervision, but things can happen. Now I've got one in Detroit, one in Tampa. This one kid, him and his brother were in like, I don't know, Flint or something, and they're not in the best places. These kids are Vegas kids. They can't hold their own. No offense, guys. And I'm like, oh, great. Anyway, every single person made it there. Some of them made it there on time. An entire day was lost for other ones. So that really did, I believe, it didn't hurt the competition, but I believe it messed with them a little bit. There was a lot of exhaustion. There were a lot of people getting sick, myself included. I ate a bad ice cream cone from Mr. Softy. You know what Mr. Softy is?
Oh my gosh, yes, of course.
Mr. Softy had a double chocolate with
We all ran
sprinkles.
after him. Remember that when we were young? You hear the music. It's Mr. Softy down the road.
Well, people here don't know what Mr. Softy is, but they painted all their trucks pink.
No.
They used to be blue and
yeah,
white.
blue and
Yeah,
white. Yeah, it was white in the top, blue in the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like bright pink now, which is cool, whatever for the newer generation. But anyway,
it's like that's what it was though, Mr. Softy.
I know, but still, the ice cream tastes the same. I got so sick though. So a lot of good things, bad things, a lot of crazy things. New York was epic. Thank you to all the participants and the parents. The parents were absolutely amazing. Usually I'll complain about the parents, but this group of parents was really good. They helped out so much, but it was an awesome experience. I'm going to have a lot of footage for you guys. Our runway people killed it. Everyone did great, but I was really impressed. A couple of our guys, actor of the year, a couple of the girls won for improv. It was really, really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was awesome. I'm screaming and on the stage. They just kept saying, Dream Tracks Academy, so-and-so from Dream Tracks. And I'm like, those are my people. You're not supposed to clap during things, by the way. It's just like a very don't clap because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And here's me, Vegas strong. And they're like, what is going on? It must be dawn. And there's like nobody else is making a scene for their team, but I'm like, Vegas strong. I love you guys. But yeah, no, it was awesome.
I would never be able to keep quiet.
Oh no,
they'd be yelling.
No, I was like screaming for every person. And then it was kind of cool because their pictures, when they would win stuff, the pictures would come up on the screen. So it's our people. We would like uproar. We had a lot of people with us. Yeah. It was a very cool experience. The airline really messed us up bad. I mean, that's still like stuff we're still figuring out now and stuff. But everyone's home,
good.
So that's good. But there was so much drama on the just the airline situation. Everyone else is happy, healthy, and safe, and that's what's important. Other than me being sick and a lot of our other people being sick, everything went well.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. So now I'm back, and I'm excited to be back. Moving on to the next projects. What is going on with you guys? Okay, so I flip in just for a little while because I couldn't. We were in competitions. You're going nuts.
I am going nuts.
You go nuts a little bit. Tell me what's going on with this UFO thing. Because I'm like, I'm only seeing pieces of this, or is he losing it? Talk to me.
We did a show last week in your absence, and it was basically all about UFOs.
Okay.
Everything. And I basically told the public, Dawn, that they got to start accepting this.
Okay.
Because it's real. And I know it's hard to accept. I mean, it's something like, but this is crazy if I believe this. This is nuts if I believe this. It's okay. It's happening. So you got to start believing it.
To be completely honest with you, ever since we've had a couple of conversations and I've watched you, I've done some research and I do believe.
You do?
I'm not 100% there, but I believe. There are parts of me now, I'm like, okay, this is really starting to make sense.
Right.
Which is really kind of crazy for me. But I will tell you something. This is very far-fetched, but I saw the Transformers last night. And I don't know if you have follow up with any of the Transformers, but they're saying there are these Transformers and they're from space and this and that, but they're all pretty much just aliens.
Okay.
So as I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself, if there are other things in this world, and especially in this country, that we believe, how would I not believe in something like this? We never know. So we don't know what is going on here. They're with us, right? Supposedly.
Supposedly they live here.
Okay.
Seriously, the audience must think I'm crazy. They're going to start emailing Maria, you, saying, this guy's nuts. Where'd you guys find this guy? But here's the thing, Don. I know the government lies to us. And that's the first thing everybody says to me, oh, well, the government lies. But all these years, Don, all these years, we all, I'm 54 years old. They never admitted anything.
Ever.
The government never. All of a sudden now, there's stuff in our skies flying around that we don't know what they are. There is a video out there. President Obama, said it himself. He says, I'm going to be honest with you. There is stuff. Our military sees it. We don't know what's flying in our skies. They're getting it from the president, but people in my comments on my TikTok will still be like, you're nuts, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Your presidents, your ex-presidents, astronauts, Air Force people, everybody's telling you, you just don't want to believe it.
So let me ask you, do you think it's getting so exposed at this point that they cannot contain it anymore, so they might as well do it in dribs and drabs and let people like you that are actual believers kind of spread the word and just put it out and normalize it?
Right. That's what I think it is.
Okay. That's what it sounds like to me is when they need to normalize something, I mean the government, they need to normalize something, they'll put it out in dribs and drabs. They're never just going to be like, oh, we have a discovery.
Yeah. That's what I think they're doing. I think they don't want to just come out and tell us.
Right.
And now the point is, they have to tell us. We talked about this last week. There's Ring cameras. Everybody has a camera. Everybody has a video camera.
Yeah.
And people are catching things daily. And then you go on social media and it's all posted on social media. So people are like, this is real. And the government cannot hide this anymore. An astronaut came out this week. He said, yes, we've known this for years.
Yeah.
It's 100% true. We don't know exactly where they come from or where they're from, but there's stuff flying in our skies. So
flying in the skies, but do you know if we know that we have one?
Yes.
We do. So we physically have...
That's what the whistleblower said on News Nation. Got the interview from News Nation. He says we have 12 UFOs crashed that we have retrieved. 12 of them. With bodies.
Wow.
That's what he's saying.
So
with
we don't
bodies.
know if it's dangerous. We don't know anything, which I'm assuming they're not dangerous because I think that the government would let us in on a little bit more if it was dangerous, right? Like,
yes, they would let us know. They're saying
in my head, I'm looking at you, I'm like, all right, he's a little bit crazy. I know that, but I'm thinking to myself, like, could that be what's going on in this country? I mean,
Dawn, you really missed the best story last week. I talked about my mom seeing Bigfoot. So it runs in the family.
Okay.
We're a little crazy. It runs in the family. Because my mom did see Bigfoot.
Can you tell me again? Because I missed that, guys. I'm so sorry. Can you tell me again?
You want to hear the Bigfoot story?
I do.
All right. Listen, you grew up in the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
One thing in the East Coast, and sorry, I'm going to tell the story again if you heard it, but if you didn't hear it, it's a great story. I grew up on the East Coast just like you. On the East Coast, if somebody passed away, your neighbors had a death in the family, everybody brought food to them. I don't know if you guys did that in New York, but we would bring food. My God, that was the whole neighborhood would chip in money. They would take food to the house.
So you don't have to cook. You could just breathe.
Yes. So that's like a tradition where I came from. I came from the Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Hazleton area, Pocono area, Pennsylvania. So coal region. Okay, so there's wooded area, coal region, right? So this is probably in the 70s. I was a young kid. My mom was going to visit her friend that her husband passed away. Okay. Now, my mom is like me, Dawn. She can make a story. She doesn't lie, but she'll exaggerate that story so it sounds like the best story ever. Okay?
Love it.
You know, there could be a pitcher of water. You know what I mean? She's saying an ocean of water. That's just how my mom is. You know what I mean? She's going to exaggerate the story. So she says they're heading out to go visit her friend. She has a friend with her. So there's like two of them in the car. They head out, it's snowing, and snowing bad, like really bad. So they're on Interstate 81. I don't know if you're familiar at all. So they're on Interstate 81 heading towards Harrisburg. They go and they get off an exit, and the exit comes like this, and then it goes underneath the highway that you were just on. So you're off and then underneath this highway that you were just on. They go over that. They come around the mountain. They come here. She says, now this is going to be crazy, that a Bigfoot... I don't even like saying it, it's so funny. A Bigfoot was hanging off the bridge. That's my mom says. And she says they come around the corner and she went, oh my God. And then her friend started screaming, don't say it. And she put her hands on the dash. You know what I mean? And my mom just kept going. She said it was white. Okay. And then my mom stopped and said, we got to reverse. I got to see this. What the heck was that? And her friend begged her not to go back. So they never went back. My mom went back the next day to see if she can find footprints in the snow. She did not. Now listen, I would not believe this story, but I believe her friend. If her friend was not with her, I would think my mom saw, I don't know, a dog that was running on the bridge and she made it be Bigfoot. You know what I mean? Yeah. But to tell you this, she never talked about Bigfoot or anything. So it wasn't like something on her mind. My mom didn't watch Bigfoot stories or anything. So she did just come home and tell us this story. And I was probably about 6 or 7 at the time, and her story always stayed. And of course, like you said, I know how to ruffle her feathers. Yeah. So I would come in and say, Mom saw Bigfoot, you know, and she would go nuts. I did see Bigfoot, and she'd be screaming at me.
And she was passionate about it, right?
Yes.
Which made you believe more, so she saw Bigfoot.
And there is sightings in that area.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're Nanticoke, Pennsylvania. I don't know if that's right between Scranton and Wilkes-Barre. Okay. Okay, Nanticoke, Pennsylvania, they just filmed the white Bigfoot there. So that is that area. Could the Bigfoot have lived like 40 years? I guess it could. Maybe it lives as long as us. Who knows what Bigfoot does? So we did talk about that, and we did talk last week that there is, I don't even want to see, people are going to think I'm nuts. But when people see UFOs...
I think they're already there, Dan.
That Bigfoot might be a mystical creature that is an indifferent... You're looking at me like, yeah, Danny, I believe you. Like, yeah, we're going to go get you help after this. And listen, I'm going to tell you something else. You want to even know how crazy I am? I just signed up and got an app on my TV. 24/7 UFO shows.
Oh, see,
24/7.
See, I gotta get up on that because I really need to start educating myself. You know my personality type, Danny. I need to know before. I like to be a prepared person. If they're coming and they're here and I want to live amongst them, I want to be cool. I want to know their etiquette. I want to learn. Yeah. So yeah.
Let me ask you how you'd feel. I asked CJ last week. How would you feel like if if President Obama, I'm not President Obama, President Biden came out on the podium and basically just said, this is real. Like, we talk about religion. I don't know if you're a religious person or not. You know what I mean? I grew up Catholic. Like, how would that, if he went up there and said, this is real, this is, and they're here, and like, how would you feel? Honestly, because they're afraid people might, honestly, I hate to say this, they say there might be suicide and everything because of this. Honestly, that's what they say. That's why they said the government wouldn't do it.
So the suicide thing, that's always to an extreme. And
right.
But wouldn't that mean that they were here since like the 40s and 50s when we first found them? And
80 years.
Or 80 years. So nobody like killed yet. No, they're not breaking into our houses. They're not doing this. So they're fairly safe, I would assume.
Right.
Because we've lived this long with them. So why would people commit suicide?
I agree.
Because, I think we would be fairly safe. Right. Okay, first I would think if Biden came on and he said that, I would first think, oh my God, Danny's like 100% right. Crazy guy. Then I would believe it. I believe it. It's not so far-fetched. A couple of weeks ago, not going to lie, I was like, this is so crazy. But I did some research, and I do believe that they're here. I just don't know, and I want to know, like, on what level.
Right.
Where are they? How much do they play in our society? Like,
right. This is what that guy on News Nation said, and it really shocked me. The biggest thing I got from that, he said that, like they said, so they're coming here from another planet, this and that. And guys, I didn't say that. He said they might be coming from a different dimension. That's what he said. That's what really freaked me out. Because honestly, to me, I kind of believe that more than I believe them coming from another planet.
The dimension thing, I absolutely believe. I know this sounds a little bit whacked on my end. To see psychologically, there's no way that this would actually work.
Right.
But if you just use your perception, I believe in it. You ever get that feeling? And I have had this feeling. You ever get this feeling? You are in a situation. It's not deja vu.
Right.
You know this person.
Of course.
You know that person. They're almost a duplicate of maybe somebody else, or there's something.
Yes.
I believe that's a dimensional thing. I've known them in another dimension. I have been in their lives, or they have been with me in some way. And I believe that, yes, that's God, and that's God saying, okay, this person is something to you, giving you like that gut feeling, the intuition.
Right.
But then also it's a dimensional thing. You bump in again, and I believe that. So it doesn't stop there for me. I believe in the dimensions. Absolutely.
Listen, if we're going to go down this rabbit hole,
come on,
I might as well get really crazy now, okay? Basically, if we got 1 minute. We'll come back. Okay. But I want to tell you how, when we come back, that is going to show why we were all meant to be here right now and meet each other.
Oh my God,
we'll talk about that. I believe
that 100%.
We'll get back.
You guys have to tune back into this in just a second.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna! What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join a program?
Get about the dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, He would have blessed you with a bowl and a leash now, wouldn't he?
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Welcome back, guys. Okay, what were you just going to say? It sounded so exciting.
Listen, now I know the viewers out there, they're probably like, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
But they're going to tune in because they like crazy people. So they're going to see me every week and they're going to say, this guy's crazy, but let's see what you have to say. I'm going down this rabbit hole because of TikTok. Okay, because when you start watching, the algorithm starts sending you everything. Okay, so they say that we were all meant to meet each other in this world.
Absolutely.
That we keep getting reincarnated. And now listen, I know our religion, are you Catholic?
Christian.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I grew up Catholic, but we believe that there's no reincarnation, right? And this and that. We're not, but that's what they say there is.
Yeah.
And that all of us, even the four of us in this room, because there's two other people in this room that the viewers aren't
That's
saying.
our production.
Yes.
Production.
Okay. And we were all meant to meet each other. We talked about meeting each other on this planet before. And every time we reincarnate, we all meet each other again.
Up. So they're saying that we've actually, four of us have been here, somewhere else, talking about, in another...
Yes, dimension.
In another dimension, talking about us doing this together.
Yes.
And then it happens.
Yes.
But we don't remember it.
Yeah. You might only be in this life, maybe 6 months. Or, this person might be in my life 5 months. But we all set this up before we came here. And every time we come back to Earth, we're with the same people.
Okay, we're with the same...
We're meeting the same people and everything.
Okay, I totally don't...
The same energies. I guess we're all energy.
We're same energies. Right. Now, do I know, though? Like, so were you, Danny, somewhere else, or you're totally different to me?
A different person, I guess. They're saying that, honestly, now people are going to think I'm insane, to me. But that's what they say. They say that this happens, that we all come back here. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't think you're that off, because I've had feelings before of knowing somebody. Like, you ever meet somebody and think to yourself instantly,
yes,
I know this person before, we're a lot alike. What's the connection? Sometimes you take the connection, for instance, let's use you and I. Oh, he's from the East. We grew up kind of the same. We're in the same age group. We can take all those factors. No, there's something. I know you. Right. I know I've met you before. I've had these conversations.
We're comfortable with people.
There's some right away. You get comfortable with someone for whatever reason. I have a lot of those, and I always say to myself, like, okay, I say God. So what does God want? How can I help this person? How could this person help me? Why are we in each other's worlds? What's going on here? Like, God, I believe, builds the collabs. He makes us all collab for whatever reason.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And, I just think we meet people. I think I met you for you to take me to a different level. You know what I mean? I really do.
But do you think that we were elsewhere discussing this? Like, we planned
That's what they say. Like, we picked our family, we picked everything.
Cool. So wait,
we picked our lives too, the struggle. Now, my life, I really haven't struggled that much, so I must have picked an easy life. I've never been rich, but I haven't had anything really bad happen to me.
Right.
But of course, we have debts in the family and stuff.
Let's go back to it. So it's as deep as picking your family, and we picked our own struggles. So you wrote your own story?
Seriously, there's going to be white coats coming for me soon. They're going to be like, with
my psychological background, I'm supposed to put you on a 72-hour hold, but I won't. I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. No, Danny, this is awesome. So do you believe, though, that part of it, that we're like, did you pick your family? Like,
I don't know. I think so.
Because I'm thinking right now,
You know,
like, what if I picked some of my struggles? I think I might have. Like, now that I look at my life and I look back, and I'm not that old, but I'm old, you know, I've had some years, quite a few decades. Would have I picked some of that stuff to build who I am today? I probably would.
Right.
Just to think that's such a weird concept to think you may have picked your own struggles. Imagine that, guys. Think to yourself right now, what would it be like if you picked your own struggles?
It's
That's
crazy.
so interesting to me.
And you know, Dawn, when I was a cop all them years, right, I felt I had more, like I wanted to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I did. I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to be a motivational speaker. I wanted to
Yeah.
do all this stuff. But I had 3 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how it is? And people think cops make good money. They don't.
Right.
It's just basically an average salary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is so unfortunate because you're putting your whole life on the line every single day that you go to work.
Right.
Yeah, I believe cops, fire department should be paid, EMTs, all of them should be paid like top dollar.
Are you ready
you guys
for this?
Save us. That's insane.
When
to
I
me.
started in 1988, I started at, because everybody's going to laugh, $7 an hour.
That's insane.
As a cop, I made $7 an hour in 1988.
Carrying
That's
a
what-
gun, saving people.
Saving people,
That
yes.
is so crazy.
$7 an hour. I mean, it's totally crazy, but we got off the subject.
Yeah.
That's our ADHD.
That's what we do together.
But the reason I'm telling you that is I always felt I had more to give than being a cop, but I couldn't. I couldn't leave that because my kids had to eat.
Yeah.
My kids had to go to school, so I couldn't leave that profession, even though in my heart I felt I should be doing this.
Yeah.
But then I think, Don, I had to go through that because of all the knowledge I have now.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I can answer all the questions on TikTok about crime and
Absolutely.
everything else, you know, because I went through that.
I love that you say that because that runs through my head all the time, and I thank God or whomever, universe,
Right.
God, for my struggles and things I've been through, because I wouldn't be half of who I am today without all of that stuff. I wouldn't know the things that I wouldn't have the know-how. I wouldn't
Right.
have the background, the education. I wouldn't have any of that. So yeah,
Right. So
is that kind of cool?
yeah, so I think
I'm going to own that. I picked my struggles. I'm going to own that. That gives you some control too. I picked all that.
But if you think about it, yeah, that's what they say. We come here to learn and go to different
Yeah.
higher levels.
Okay, so then what's the point? So we're doing this, and then end game to these people. Well, the theory is what? It just
We
keeps
just
on
keep coming
going.
back
the
to
energy
learn,
keeps
yes.
coming back to learn and
Yes.
learn and learn.
Yes, and they say you have so many past lives, you can keep coming back. Did you ever see these kids that say they were somebody else in a
Yes.
past life?
Yes, I believe them.
It's freaky.
You know why I believe them?
It's freaky.
It is so
it really
hard.
is.
It is so hard for me too, because I want to go always to the fact, and which psychology is not a fact, but you want to go to theory and all these. For decades and decades and decades, we've been on all these theories, then modern psychology and this and that. But then when you hear an innocent 4-year-old that could not have this information planted, and you hear them say, I was in your belly at this time, and my old dad was this one, and you're like, this kid's not making this up. This is real. This
Right.
is real. And that makes me feel like, not like to psychology, but I'll move it over a little bit. And this is a little bit, this sounds like what it is.
Yeah.
It sounds real. This is, how do they do that?
I don't know.
Or did you see the 9/11 kids?
No, I didn't see
Yeah, there's one of them. Actually, I think there's 2 kids out there right now that said they remember, they're adults.
Oh, they remember dying in the Twin
They
Towers.
remember dying.
I did see it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
they
gives you.
described what the buildings were like. They described smells. And these are kids, and then grew up, and now they're adults, and they still swear by it, that they still have dreams, and they were a person that was in there, but then born after.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. See,
Yeah.
I believe all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I know you think I'm nuts, okay? But I'm going to say what I said last week.
I
Don.
think you're less nuts than you think I think you are, but he's pretty nuts.
But
I think he's less than nuts he thinks.
But folks, listen, here's the thing, and I said this last week. We are on a ball. Think it is a ball that's floating around endless space with trillions and trillions and billions of stars. And you think this isn't a possibility? What the heck is all of this?
Right.
What is this? What
is
are we
this?
on right now?
What is this?
It makes no
Exactly.
sense. Why am I here?
Yeah.
How did I get here?
Yeah.
You know, and if you start thinking that way, there's all kind of possibilities.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you never knew you were on a ball floating around in outer space, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, 50 years into my life, somebody tells me this, I'd say, you're crazy. That's
Yeah.
not true. But I learned that from birth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I learned that from birth, that I'm on this
What if someone
rock.
changed the game now and said it's completely flat? It would have to. It would be.
I
the same
watched
thing.
I watched the Flat Earth Theory. I
Yeah.
did watch a documentary.
That's out there now too, the flat Earth theory. No, but let's just say you would have a hard time conceptualizing that. You'd have to say, I can't even grasp that because I know this is for fact.
Yeah.
Just like we know there are no other life forms here but us, but we don't know that.
Well, we
They're
talked
here.
about that last week.
Yeah.
We know where they're at. They're in Antarctica. Did you know that?
No. Now they have a home. All right. Tell me more.
Okay, we talked about this last week, but it's good to bring up again. Every country in the world, think of all our countries. We don't get along at all, right?
Right.
Russia hates us. We hate Russia. We hate China. China hates us. Nobody gets along.
Yeah.
Nobody could come up. Could you imagine all these countries coming up with one agreement and agree on something?
Yeah.
It'd be unheard of, right, Don?
It would be like us in England.
Yeah. Exactly. But guess what? All the countries came together and agreed on one thing. No fly zone over Antarctica. Why? Why can't you fly over Antarctica? Why? They say it's a total civilization out there, and that's where they live. I'm just telling you, that's what they say.
Wow.
And that's why would all these countries agree to this, Don? Oh, yeah. Could you imagine? Yeah, Iran, Iraq, who hate our guts. Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's sign this agreement. Yep, I agree with you. No, of course, there's something going on in Antarctica. I'm telling you.
I'm not laughing at the concept. I'm laughing at your delivery. They hate our guts. It's so true.
Right, but they're going to agree with us. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go with the U.S. Let's sign that.
Yeah.
Of course they're not. But all these countries agreed that that's a no-fly zone?
Yeah.
It's a global lie. It's a global lie. And they just don't want us to know. And it's crazy. And think about this. This is what I think. Think about this, Don, all right? We see ants, right, on the ground. We see bugs on the ground. They can be so intelligent of us. They're flying around and they're like, I don't give a heck about these people, right? We don't care about the ants. I don't think twice about the ants on the ground.
Yeah.
They could be flying around like, I don't know, who are these people?
Don't step on the little loud ones.
Yes,
Yeah, right?
yes.
They're up there looking down at us like they're talking about us again.
But think about it. They could be just naughty. They could ignore us like we ignore stuff. You know, they could just see us down there, and they could be so much more intelligent than us. They find us dumb and unintelligent, and, you know, they're just looking at us like a zoo.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I'm just telling you the truth.
I'm never leaving you for a week again. I'm never leaving you for a week ever again. Oh, my God.
I believe, I'm going to make a prediction. By January 2024, you are going to know this is real. You're going to know within the next 6 months. It's getting so close because they can't keep it a secret. It's getting close. And I'm going to tell you one more thing, because we didn't talk about this last week. We might have a little bit. You're gonna really think I'm nuts. President Eisenhower, I think we talked about this once before. Palm Springs, did I tell you about this?
No.
He signed it. I don't even want to tell you this, because you guys are going to think I'm insane. Supposedly in Palm Springs, he signed an agreement with the extraterrestrials. The U.S. signed an agreement with them that they're going to be visiting here and everything. Supposedly he met with them.
And they're allowed to visit here.
Yes.
So, okay, so your entire take on this, Danny, is they're not dangerous. So if this is all true, seriously, on a real note, they're not dangerous then, right? That's
what they're saying. Yes. Do I want to see one? No. I mean, I want to see a craft, but I don't want to
see one.
Listen, if I saw an alien, I'd probably run.
Right? Not with our producer around. She'd be chasing them for the story. Maria would be like, oh, I'm here. Where are they? Aliens.
Listen, our producer, you can't see her?
Yeah.
She tried to get in Area 51. They had to stop her 2 years ago. Yeah. She thought, I'm Maria. I'm just going to walk right in.
They'll be okay with it. I'll be fine. Anything for the story.
Hey, I just want to check it out here. Let's see what's going on here.
I guess maybe we did pick each other all those times. You're like, let's add some crazy and then drop a psychologist in the middle of this and make her believe.
Listen, it's funny because I portray myself as the crime solver on TikTok, and I love crime. But I'll be honest with you, I actually thought about starting another TikTok just on this.
Oh my goodness, you should.
I love this so much. I really do. I just love it.
And you're so knowledgeable too. And you know what? Even if someone just totally doesn't believe you, the delivery on it's funny. You know, so let's say it could be also comedy. If someone was totally a non-believer, they'd be like, all right, the guy's still funny. Yeah.
One thing I was telling them during break that you're gonna like. I used to watch Finding Bigfoot all the time.
Yeah.
Finding Bigfoot. I'd watch that. I don't know if you ever watched. That's the most ridiculous reality show ever. whatever. They scream, they knock on trees, and they think Bigfoot knocks back to them, and it's insane. And when they talk, they're like, that's what Bigfoots do. Like, they just matter-of-factly, that's what Bigfoots do. So it's a dumb show, but for some reason I watched it all the time. And I'm watching it, and my girlfriend walks in, and she goes, what are you doing? I said, watching Finding Bigfoot. She goes, oh my God, I hope they find him already. So you stop watching this. She was yelling at me, screaming at me.
Now let me ask you, is she a believer?
No, she believes nothing.
She
doesn't believe nothing.
Also a cop.
She was a cop too,
She was a cop too. So she lives in her reality. And so how does she do this with you? Do you tell her like, hey babe, there's a fly, do you do that? Or does she share?
I think she's very different than me. She's introverted. She's not a very, she's very shy. She doesn't talk to many people. Honestly, it's weird that we're together because she's very shy. She's a very shy person. And
when you share this with her though, what does she do? Is she
just
like, he's certifiable? Does she call
She thinks I'm crazy,
like,
yeah. I mean, she'll look at me like she'll look at me with disgust. Like she'll walk out and she'll and if I fall asleep watching UFOs, like I fall asleep on the couch, she'll come out of the bedroom and I had to hear this for 3 hours with this TV blasting this nonsense. She doesn't believe in it at all. Not at all. And I'll tell her the same thing. The government's they're lying. Why would they lie? I mean, I just don't get why they would make this UFO thing up. It don't make sense.
Movies running through my head because I could picture you sleeping on the couch, her turn this shit off, and then all of a sudden she'll be the one to see it, and the next morning, Danny, I saw it, and you'll be like, okay, babe, enough. I'm sorry I pushed you to that point.
Yes.
No, but I saw the aliens. No, they weren't there.
I swear to you, I think remember I said President Biden coming out saying they're real. I swear, if he came out and said it, she still wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
She just does not think this is true
People
at all.
have their beliefs.
Yeah.
That's it. There are certain things in my life too, I'm strong on, I believe on. This one I can sway because I believe in not life after death, but I believe that the deceased are with us 100%. I know they are. It's not I believe. I know they're with us. So if I believe that, how couldn't I believe about something you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd have to open my mind enough there. But I believe there's something. I just don't know what yet. I have to put it together.
And I'll tell you what, if you ever witnessed somebody pass away, a loved one, something like that was struggling, both my father and my mother struggled before they died.
Yeah.
And when I talked to my mom when she was getting ready to die, you knew it. They told her she was getting ready to die. She would see stuff, and I totally believe it. She would say to me, Danny, let my dog in. Her dog from when she was a child and stuff like that. He's right there. He's trying to get in the door. Yeah. So I would open the door, you know what I mean? And she'd say, oh, let him go underneath the bed, my mom would say. And then my mom said at one point, she said, your father came for me last night. And she said, I told him I wanted to stay a couple more days. Mm-hmm. Now, I totally believe my mom was seeing something. Now, could your mind be playing tricks on you because you're going through the death process? I don't know, but she was definitely seeing something.
100%. That's the truth. It's so funny that you say that too. I have a very, very similar situation with my father when he was passing. Everyone else thought he was talking crazy stuff, and I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Right.
I knew exactly. I'm not going to get into it verbatim, but yeah, he his brain was there, but I knew what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad, when he passed on, he was like a real strong family guy. Yeah. Like my dad thought of nobody but his family. Yeah. Honest to God, that's what kind of guy he was. He came second to his family. Yeah. He was that type of guy. So when he was struggling, and I knew he didn't want to give up. Honest to God, I knew he didn't want to leave us. So I whispered in his ear, I said, Dad, I got it from here. You can go. And it's weird because that night he passed away. Mm-hmm. So it's weird.
When you let them leave, they leave. When you can tell them it's safe, it's fine, you can go, I'm okay, we're okay, you can go.
I got it
Isn't
from
that the
here.
strangest thing?
Yeah. It really is. And I'm going to make light of a situation. My dad passed away that afternoon. So it's my two sisters. I have twin sisters and my mother. Mm-hmm. And they're arguing about flowers already at my dad's funeral. Yeah. My dad passed away 16 hours ago. And they're like, my mom's like, that's a waste of money. How about we just donate to hospice and this and that? Why should people get flowers? And they're fighting back and forth about flowers. Yeah. I looked to the heavens and I said, and you left me with the 3 of them. You left me with the 3 of them, I said to my dad. So I said, I'm making the decision right now. We're getting flowers. Flowers are allowed. Done. Because they were fighting and everything already.
That is so funny. Okay, I have to tell you this really quick, but the dynamic in my family was my brother, myself, my mother, and my father, and it seemed to always have been, my mother was my best friend, but it seemed to had always been my brother was my mother's favorite, always, and I knew it.
Right.
And I think I was my father's favorite always, so my dad did pass. I did have that whole thing. I was like, really? Like, you left me on team them? It's like their team.
Yes.
You know, you left me with team them.
Yes.
It was the same exact feeling. But they're with us. I know factually they're with us.
I know. I know too.
Are we on break? We're taking a break? Okay, guys, we're coming back in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned. We got a lot more to go over today.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
What affects your credit? The answer can be many things. Let's take a look at a few of the most common factors and how they can impact your credit. Credit history. In order to have a credit score, you need to have open and active credit accounts. This gives you the opportunity to build a credit score and get approved for larger purchases such as a car or a home. So it's important to have a responsible record of debt repayment. Available credit and usage. The rule of thumb is to use 30% of your available credit to minimize the impact of debt on your credit score. In other words, the less credit you use, the better. Monthly on-time payments. By making sure your monthly payments are paid on time, you could boost your credit score. Late payments, however, may bring your score down. Errors on your credit report. Check your credit report regularly to make sure it's accurate. If there are any errors or signs of identity theft, report them immediately to the appropriate credit bureau. Applications for credit. If you're applying for credit, filling out several applications in a short amount of time may hurt your credit score. It's ideal to keep the applications to a minimum. However, there is an allowable shopping window for a mortgage. Remember, a good credit score could possibly save you in interest payments. If your credit score needs some improvement, however, consider starting with the basics mentioned here. And when you're ready to buy your dream home, give New American Funding a call. We'll help you find a home loan that works for you and your unique situation.
Guys, welcome back to Vegas Views. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner. Okay, so we were talking about death. Okay.
Great subjects today. You know, it's the enjoyment of death. That's what we're talking about.
So the afterlife and all that kind of stuff. I guess to piggyback on what you were saying before, yeah, I believe in all that. They're still with us every day. I believe that.
Right.
So if I do believe that, I must believe that there's something else out there. And I almost know, I know there's something else. You ever get that feeling like you know what's going to, you truly know what's going to happen.
Yes.
In the last, I'm going to say 10 years, I've literally like backed up and I've learned to manage it. I backed up and I'd say, okay, I'm going to watch that unfold like this. I even played a little bit of I don't want to say a trick, not a prank, but I told my kids in my acting classes and modeling classes, I have no biological kids. So when you guys hear me say kids, there was like, how many do you have? It sounds like you have so many. To the viewers, guys, I mean my kids, and they're 20-somethings and into 30-somethings and little ones that are at my school. Dream Tracks Academy. So I say to them, you know, like they think I'm playing a prank on them. I forgot what I was saying.
that was the ADHD.
Yeah.
You were talking about, I don't know.
Danny and I know. Danny Miner, Dawn Sullivan, no medication, episode 1.
All right, we'll just start talking about reincarnation.
It was important. Oh, no. So I pranked the kids a lot, and then I told the kids what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a manila envelope. I'm going to write the results to New York City on the back of this manila envelope, and I'm going to paste it or tape it to the back of this TV that we have in the room. And I did that. About 8
Oh,
things.
before you got the results. Okay.
And not just about the competition. Like, so-and-so is going to have a meltdown. This and this is going to happen. This and that. I was wrong about something. Nobody busted a lip.
Okay.
But I kept seeing someone with a busted lip.
Oh, wow.
Little things like that. And I wrote down a bunch. And about out of 20 of them, 9 of them happened.
Oh, my God. That's
so I'm
crazy.
sitting there like, yep, called that. I knew that was coming. And these are things that you wouldn't think. But I just, like, I can sense stuff.
Right.
I know now everyone's looking at me like I'm the crazy one, but I'll take it off you for a second.
Listen, we talked about Bigfoot,
Yeah.
UFOs, reincarnation. Yeah. We got to talk psychic mediums.
I'm a little psychic.
Right.
I believe I'm a little psychic.
I think I told you this before. I'm not sure I talk so much. but I think I did tell you this, but it's worth telling you again. I went to Salem, Massachusetts. I told you I went to psychic. And the one thing she told me, like, I looked at her and it was so weird because I was sitting there talking to her and she may have got some things right, but not totally right.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to her and she goes, your father's here. And she starts telling me all this stuff in Salem, right? And she goes, he said you're going to be a private investigator when you go to Vegas. That's what she said. Now, technically, I'm not a private investigator, but I do crime, and people contact me, and I put their loved ones out there that are cold cases and missing people. So I kind of do that.
Absolutely.
So that was weird.
Yeah.
Like when I came to Vegas, I'm going to be honest with you. I came here to make it because I believed, and I don't want to sound arrogant here, but I believed I had more to give. So I came out here to find something, and I got into sales first, okay? And I was a great salesman, but I left sales after the pandemic because they cut my salary during the pandemic. So I was like, I'm bringing you all this money, and I'm walking.
Yeah.
So you're not cutting my salary. So I walk and everything, and I think that led me to where I am now. It's so weird, but that's what that psychic told me. And all of a sudden, here I am. You know, I got this crime solver thing going.
So the pandemic pushed you here.
Pandemic puts. I was making like $110,000 a year in sales.
What type of sales were you doing?
I did law sales.
Wow.
For a law firm.
Wow.
I was killing it.
Yeah.
I was killing it, and they cut my salary during the pandemic.
Okay.
I was on a commission, but I was our top salesperson, and when I walked. My girlfriend thought I was insane because where do you find $100,000 a year job? You know what I mean? Just coming out of retirement. But that's the kind of person I am. If you don't accept, I'm giving you something and I'm giving you everything I got. I was working 60, 70 hours a week and you're going to cut my salary. I'm walking.
Yeah,
I'm walking because I gave you my whole life. And you know, to bring these sales in for you, so I walk. I'm just that kind of person. I'm not afraid to leave and go to something better.
And then how'd you start TikTok?
TikTok, I just started in the pandemic because I was bored.
Wow.
I was sitting there, my ADHD was kicking in. I was losing so much weight because the only thing I could do was walk. So I would leave my place and walk around Henderson because I
walked. That's what I did the whole pandemic. I walked.
I was so bored. I walked all over the place, just walking and walking and walking. And then finally my daughter said to me, Dad, you should get on this new app. It's called TikTok. And I'm like, what the heck is TikTok? Yeah. She goes, it'll pass the time. You could watch videos. So I started watching videos. And then about a year after watching videos, I thought, I'm going to start posting.
Yeah.
First video I posted, got banned. I did something crazy on there and they banned my video. The first video I got in trouble. They banned my video. I mean, it wasn't nothing really bad, but I was over the top like I am, and they banned my video.
So TikTok couldn't handle you from jump.
One video, I was banned. So then I got into politics.
Okay.
Because I thought politics interests me, so I started doing politics. And I went,
yeah.
I went from like, next thing I know, I'm at 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you. So I got out of politics because a lot of film companies started contacting me through TikTok, and they asked me to get off politics. They did.
Wow.
Because they thought it might hurt me in the future talking
Yeah.
about politics.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people get offended at anything you say on politics.
Well, that's what a lot of my models and actors, for you guys that don't know, I'm a talent agent. A lot of my actors and models will do that, and I'll say stay away from the politics and the religion online because
Yes.
people, yeah. Yes.
So what I did was I just reinvented my whole self. So I went from that to crime solving, and it just, I went from 50,000 to I'm pushing 180. I think I'm at 178. So I'm pushing 180,000. My goal is by the end of August to be at 200,000.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. Of course, 500,000 would be awesome someday. But
so
it's
exciting though. Are you
yeah.
like, do you love it though? Do you love waking up and like
knowing I'm making a living off social media is insane.
Yeah.
Like I never
And do you
in my
love
wildest
reporting it,
dream.
though? Do you love reporting? Do you love telling them what's going on? Do you love?
I do love it, but I mean it. You got to think of something every day. Like on my way here, I'm thinking, what am I going to do today? Honestly, I'm already thinking, what videos am I going to do today? Like on my way here, I'm Googling, I'm looking through news stations, I'm looking. So it is work. Like people don't think it's work, but it actually is. Yeah.
Keeping a social media,
Yeah.
it is work.
I mean, but it's something I love to do.
Yeah.
Like I tell people I do it for, like if I wasn't getting paid by TikTok,
you would still
I would
do it.
still do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It didn't matter if I'm getting paid or not. I mean, I like it. It's just gravy on the potatoes, like I usually say, that I'm getting money from doing it. And I'm not making life-changing money, but technically, I can make a living off what I'm making. So which is great. You know what I mean?
So now, do you see in the future doing PI work?
Maybe. Because I did contact a couple PI firms here because I had a lot of people contacting me.
Yeah.
About, hey, are you a PI? Like people wanted me. So I actually could work underneath their PI license if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And they were okay with that
Does
too.
that interest you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I would want I wouldn't want it, like when I was going to do a PI thing, but I'm like, I don't want to investigate people cheating on their spouses and all that crap. Yeah, I would want something like major cases. But if you think about it, if you don't take stuff like that, you probably can't make a living.
Yeah, but like missing
you know what I mean?
children or something like
yes,
that.
that's
like
what I
who's
want to
cheating
do.
on who? It's like if you even think someone's cheating on you, just bounce now. Don't even like wasting your money on a
like
private
I would not want to do that.
Yeah.
Like if I became a PI, I wouldn't even do them cases. I mean, I just wouldn't want to be involved in that.
That's like a really cool show, though, because there was that show that did very well. Now it's off the air. The PI that goes with all the cheating people.
Yes, Cheaters it was called.
Cheaters, and then that'd be another cool show, though.
Oh my God, but that's a show that, oh my God, you can get beat up real quick on that show. Yeah. That's like a Jerry Springer show once they catch the spouse,
well,
man.
we would need Maria for that if we ever did that. Our production lady's a little tough. Yeah.
But honestly, that's how I got my TikTok. It was crazy. And the video that made me start was new NYPD arrested parents of these young kids for not wearing a mask in a restaurant. They arrested parents.
No.
And that just
is that even legal?
I don't know. I went nuts on the
that
NYPD.
Can't even be legal.
I went nuts on the NYPD, and that's what really got my TikTok going. Like, because people are like, wow, this is an ex-cop that's bashing the police. And they liked it.
You do that a lot.
They liked
You do
it.
that a lot.
Because here's the thing that I always tell my followers. If I think the cop's right, I'm going to tell you that too. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. And there's a lot of videos out there that the cop is right. Yeah. People just don't realize it. Okay? Because they're thinking, oh, well, my politics tell me this. But some of the videos are, but if the cop is wrong, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I mean, there is, and I think people say training. Believe it or not, you're not going to believe this, but police work, there's better training now than when I became a cop. Yeah. You want to be shocked? All of you in this room and all your audience out there will be shocked about this. When I became a cop in 1988, you didn't have to go through the police academy.
What?
You didn't have to go through the police academy.
What did you have to do? Hey, I want to be a cop?
You ready for this? They make you a cop, and you had a year to go through the police academy. So you were on the job training.
No way.
Swear to God.
With a gun.
With a gun in
Arresting
Pennsylvania.
people.
Yes. 1988. You ready for this?
How old were you?
I was 20.
So 20 years old with a gun, no training, but they train you on the job.
You ain't gonna believe this.
Okay.
My first call I go to is a car accident and I had no backup. I didn't even know what to do. I went there and I thought, I think I saw on TV they asked for a driver's and registration. Driver and registration! Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. I had no clue what to do. I had no clue what to do. I swear. That's how crazy, and people don't believe this. There was cops out there that had zero training. And somehow we did a better job.
And they're doing today.
I just don't get it. But then in 1989, Pennsylvania passed the law. Thank God that you had to go through the police academy before you were a cop.
How scary is
But
that,
in 1988, you were going through the police academy while you were a cop. It was like training while it was crazy. It's insane that you would be out.
Insane.
I mean, would you let a welder with no training go out there and weld something? Right? No. Or build a building? No.
I'm here to do brain surgery this morning.
Yes.
Just lay down.
But it's 100% true.
Yeah. I am so glad to be back, guys. I'm so good. And you know what? I don't think you're crazy. I think you're off kilter, but I don't think you're crazy.
I'm a little crazy, but people like crazy people.
Yes, people like crazy people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Dawn Sullivan _
At the Crime Solver on TikTok, you'll have entertainment.
Guys, tune in next week. We're going to have somebody here. I'm hoping to get the ghost hunting girl. And then it's going to be the two of you with me, and I can really pick her mind and yours and see what that looks like. But yeah, she's literally like ghost hunted, did this whole big thing with UFOs, like traveled, went to these different weird ghost places. So this should be interesting. Guys, tune back in next week. We'll see you then.